My name is John Douglas. I'm the Technical Director at First Response. We're a UK-based company that specialises in incident response and data investigation. So we've been using Nuix for about the last 3 years. It was useful for us in a recent case. We dealt with a UK law firm that had a client internet-facing portal compromised by a SQL injection attack. That particular server hadn't been patched for a very long time, but there was a lot of confidential and highly sensitive data on it, which attackers had managed to exfiltrate. They then sent a ransom demand to this law firm saying that they had 48 hours to pay a ransom or all of the confidential data was going to be published on the public internet. Obviously the law firm was very distraught at the prospect of that. The reputational loss would have been catastrophic for the company. The data commissioner, the information commissioner would have levied large fines. So the company was very keen to understand precisely what had happened, what data had been exfiltrated, by whom, and how they'd got in so that they could plug that gap. We arrived on scene and immediately set about ingesting the server logs into Nuix. Nuix was able to slice and dice that data in a format that we were able to analyse very quickly, and given the timeline based on the ransom demands and various documents that had been presented in the sample of ransom data, we were able to determine exactly what time that the attack had occurred. So working back from that timeline, we were able to identify all of the attacker's actions using fairly much built-in filters and other tools within the Nuix platform. So what was really useful about this case was the speed with which we were able to process the data to provide actionable intelligence to the senior management team and also to the board. Within 3 hours of arriving on site, I was able to sit down with board members and authoritatively and categorically state that the only data that had been compromised and exfiltrated by the attackers was the data that had been supplied in the sample. Of their over 800 clients, only one of which was actually impacted by this data exfiltration. This gave the company an enormous amount of relief around knowing that they were not going to lose all of their clients. They were able to proactively speak to their clients, tell them what had happened, speak to the information commissioner and advise him of precisely what had happened, but more importantly to take the decision to not pay the ransom and no, nothing untoward occurred. I genuinely believe that there isn't any other product on the market today for forensic analysis and incident response, the space that we work in, that would allow us to determine authoritatively the way that we did what had happened with such a high degree of assurance. Most of the other products that we use, we have to use in concert with one another, and that instigates delays. When you're dealing with an incident response case like this one, the one resource you don't have is time. Nuix gives you time because it allows you to process the data quickly and efficiently and come to accurate and compelling answers that you can make very sound and solid decisions on.